Greetings, listeners. I'm your host this evening, Zach Barrett, and welcome to this Twisted Gear Studios production. You're about to listen to The Call, our Call of Cthulhu actual playcast, GM'd by Derek Snow. The previous report from our investigators. The team had returned to Swill's Gullet to find Skeet Wilson Bottom missing. With blood, a potential weapon, a crime scene, and a missing car, the team decided to sleep for the evening, until an uninvited guest arrives.
You hear the sound of glass.
I get the
Yeah, you wake up and
I grab her, I pull her in the room, I grab the door, and I slam the door shut. Mm-hmm. With all four of us in it. Like in the room.
Is there a window in this room?
Yes, there is.
I look out that window. Do I see anything?
So you look out the window of the room you're staying in, and it's facing to the back of the general store. And you're looking out the window and you don't really see anything. It's really dark out. It's raining a little bit heavier now. But as you're looking out the window and you close the door, you hear what sounds... You hear that tapping that Agatha had described. But it seems like it's coming from the hallway, not from outside on a window. Like there's
is there the same rhythm?
Yes. Is there an escape through the window?
Yes, actually, Marion, you do also notice that when you look out the window, there is a fire escape, and all the fire escape was here now was a permanent ladder. You've probably seen them on some really old houses. There's a permanent little ladder that goes to the ground from the back, from this window.
Is there some kind of a chair or like a doorknob high hard?
There is a chair. There is a chair in here.
Okay, I take it and I jam it into the door to keep it shut.
Sure.
So that I can not have to lean against it.
I turn on the flashlight.
Mm-hmm. I do not have a weapon, but I do have a 2.5 foot long tooth thing as a stabbing weapon.
That's also fair.
I believe I still have Skeet's shotgun. Or did you take the shotgun?
No, you had it.
I have the shotgun. So I'm going to pick up said shotgun and make sure it's loaded and have it probably equally aimed at the door as you are, Amos. Do you have it aimed at the door?
Oh, yes.
So I'm also aiming at the door, and I'm a little shaken.
Are we waiting to see what this is, or are we moving?
Can you? Is the window? You can open it. Are we able to get down the fire escape?
Did you see what it was? Is
Nope.
it an animal?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Did not want to take a chance.
Are we staying here or are we going to go?
I vote leave.
All right. So
I vote leave too. We could always rush it if it's in the hallway.
Yeah.
All right. Does the window open?
Yes, the window does open from the inside.
All right. Keep your gun on the door, and I'll open the window and I'll aim my gun down the ladder.
Mm-hmm. It just seems like when you look down, it's just muddy, it's dark out, it's rainy, but you don't see any movement down here. You don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Flashlight?
Yeah, you don't. Just looks like muddy ground.
Can I roll a spot hidden just in case?
Sure.
Okay. God.
I will allow it.
I'm watching ever so carefully. Not nearly carefully enough, though.
Can I also?
Spot hidden as well.
No.
Mm-hmm.
All right, ladies, who wants to go first?
All right.
I am willing to go first. If that is not me trying to chicken out. If you want me to go first with the gun, I can go first with the gun.
Well, it's either you point the gun at whatever's in the hallway, or you point the gun at there's nothing down there.
I'll go first.
All right. Fantastic. I will keep a gun.
Would it be useful
ready to shoot,
try to hear if there's anything else coming from that hallway?
Well, as you're opening up the window and you're all sort of freaking out a little bit and come up with the plans, at some point you're not really sure the tapping stopped. So there's no sound from the hallway at the moment.
Soon after the window opened.
Didn't you hear the sound of
Guys, think so quiet.
breaking glass?
Get back away from the window.
Can I roll a listen check?
Sure, by all means, Mary.
For the sake of my sanity, and she's doing. Oh God! I pull Althea back in through the window, and I close the window just in case, and I try and listen.
Did we all hear the sound of breaking glass?
You all heard the sound of... Amos, Marion, and Althea heard the sound of breaking glass as they were waking up. So they just heard that shattering sound. Where Agatha was already awake, she knew immediately what was broken. Mm-hmm. That's the easiest way to put it. So you all did hear breaking glass, but you knew it was a window being broken.
Okay.
When the window closes, does the tapping resume?
No, it does not.
Okay.
No.
So I go up to the door and just put a hand on it as if and kind of look back at everyone. Should I check?
That was the last we ever saw of Agatha.
She's Agatha.
I'm
Marion.
Agatha.
Marion.
Jeez.
I'll try a listen check as
Need
well.
that too.
Just because I haven't.
Just
done
because
it
that's the
yet.
exact same sentence I said.
Sure. Are you listening for outdoors, or are you listening
Out through the door, no, to the
Okay.
but it's in 48 out of 20, so that's a fail.
Can
Yes,
I
it
try
is.
a listen again?
Sure. And that would be the last listen one, because I believe everyone has already attempted.
That's 30.
Right,
So
I
that's
have
that's would be a success for sure.
And do you already have a tick on listen?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you don't really hear anything from the hallway. You hear a little bit of the sound of the wind
Okay, so
and
definitely that
the
window is
curtains and the curtains that were maybe at the end of the hallway. There's some curtains there moving around, but other than that, you don't really hear anything.
Wait. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna vote that somebody opens the door while people with shotguns and other types of guns are ready to take aim and shoot whatever might be on the other side. And if need be, I can use this thing as a spear of some kind.
I move
Someone-
the chair out of the way, and I'm just holding onto the doorknob.
So you're
Are you
gonna
all
open.
ready?
You're gonna open the door while we have it trained.
I am going to inspect my gun very quickly while we're in a safe environment to confirm that it is fully loaded.
And I'm gonna do the same.
You do remember that Skeet shotgun also came with the special ability of having a brown paper bag full of shotgun shells that he said, it might work, it might not. I just wanted to throw that into Agatha's mind before we start. These are shells he made himself.
I'm putting the bag right beside me for hopefully a quick. I know it's not. I'm oh yeah. There we go.
The shotgun actually looks a little bit like it was used mainly to beat things to death more than
Hey, honestly, it can be just as effective.
You gotta.
You don't need to reload the blunt end of a gun.
You,
No,
you gotta
don't.
respect you got a good working gun, right?
No, it's still loaded, right?
Hey,
bullets haven't suddenly disappeared.
We've got it covered. We've
bunch of
got
weird stuff
bullets.
happening.
We've got potential bludgeoning
Bludgeoning
weapon, and we have a potential piercing weapon. We're good.
All right.
Yeah,
We've
I
got it
my
covered.
mitts.
Okay.
Now, Marion, remember when you open that door, you stay behind that door. You're gonna use
Absolutely.
it as a shield.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right.
I will do.
All of us
Let's
trained
go.
on
Ready?
this door.
Yep.
I'm just
3,
holding
2,
my.
1. Open the door.
Okay, you open the door, and you can just see because you just see the wall in front of you, because the hallway continues down this way to the end.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So nothing immediately happens.
And having been in the hallway, I know for a fact to the left outside the door, there's nothing.
Yeah, so as you look out through the hallway, out through the door, to the left is the stairways going down. And to the right, the hallway continues on. And at the end of that hallway is the window.
Okay. All right, we're going to both poke our heads out. We're going to both poke our heads out. Out
Cover
this door.
both sides.
You're going to look right. I'm going to look left. Ready?
Okay.
All right, and
Great.
go. We each look. I
Okay.
look down the stairs. She's down the hall.
Okay, so you both peek out. And who's looking down the stairs and who's looking down the hall?
I'm Hall.
Your
Stairs.
hall?
Yeah.
So you look down the hall. Well, you look down toward the stairs and you don't immediately see anything. But I'm going to need a second decision from Agatha here on this point.
Oh, shh.
Because
Why did you do this to me?
as you look down the hallway, you can see the window and most of the pane is broken inwards, and there's glass on the floor, and the table's knocked over.
Okay.
And you see and it's fairly dark. It's really dark here, and you can see something moving in the frame of the window, and it looks like black in color, and it's like something's moving in the window.
Like slithering?
Not really slithering. I'm just saying for that split second, that 1 second look, and it's dark. You can just see that there's something moving on the window ledge, if you will.
I'm gonna say, in the frazzled, panicked, sleep-deprived way, I'm probably gonna discharge my firearm.
I would like you to roll
Oh, man!
a shotgun. Your shotgun skill, please, as you shoot it down the hallway.
That is a 32, which is a success. I have 45.
Put a tick on it.
Shoot.
As
I've killed Skeet, or I've killed a monster. I don't know yet.
If Skeet's breaking a window and tapping, he's a monster.
as you discharge the shotgun down the hallway, and of course, most of the pellets shed the walls, part of it, stuff like that.
You better be quick.
But whatever was moving in the window, like immediately as you sort of flinch back and you shoot, it's not there anymore. So you don't really... You notice that if there was something there, it took some pellets from your shotgun.
As she fires, I'm obviously aware of that. I would turn back, look down the hall. Do I see?
Yeah, and you look back and just look at the hall as she fires, because it happens so quick.
Yeah.
That when you shoot something,
if there's still not something obviously standing there,
it just looks
I'm
like a
gonna
broken
approach
window.
the window.
It just looks like a broken window. Yeah. So you're going to start approaching the window.
Full like gun up slowly.
How's Agatha reacting to this though?
Well, my probably reaction was, ah! Boom! And I'm probably going to be stunned, but my next action is probably going to be trying to reload my gun again.
Sure.
So I'm going to take from my bag and...
So as Amos moves down the hallway, I'm just going to move to Marion and Althea now for a second. As you're standing in the room looking at them, and you see Agatha get a look on her face really quick, very split second, and shoot the shotgun down the hall. Then you see Amos look back that way and start moving down the hall. Is there anything that you both would like to do?
I want to poke my head out the door.
Yeah, I run into the hallway, looking in that direction.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll probably get up with my back against the door frame, holding this ridiculous thing in front of me.
Oh, the ridiculous, massive, mythical snake tooth.
My illusion, I'm holding my tooth in front of me.
All I want for
And just
Christmas is
looking
my
down
one
the hallway.
huge tooth.
Sure. So I'm going to quickly just go to Amos, because you immediately started heading down that hallway.
Yeah, it
And
like
then
just
you're gonna
instinctively, it's like if there was something there, I would have shot it as well.
And
but
Marion's
if
going to
there-
move next to Agatha in the doorway, if you will, by the time you get to the end.
Basically, I assume that she hit something, and I'm going to finish it off. Is my intent. But as I approach the window, I want to roll a listen check
Okay. So roll a listen check.
because I can't see anything. Right?
Yeah, I don't know. Roll a listen check.
In case there's something out the window. That's a 5%.
Do you have a tick on listen if you do
I
not?
believe I already do. I do, yes.
Oh, look at that. Everyone's making their listen checks tonight.
I'm not.
You hear the wind. You hear the wind as you're getting close, as the wind's picking up outdoors, and you hear the rain coming down. That's about it. As you reach the window.
Hold back against the wall thing, and then kind of look around the edges of the window, just peering out, up, down, left, right.
And as basically the
Have they left the room? Like, are they in the hallway?
no.
Yes.
At the moment, Marion is standing next to you, and you were in the doorway,
Can I,
right?
Actually-
I'm just saying that he got there first. That's all.
and with my loading, can I actually push her out into the hallway and close the door of our room?
I said I was coming up against the door frame, so I'm pretty close to them.
So let me clear that up. Is everyone want to move into the hallway? That's my question. Is that what's happening?
I'm okay with that.
And then Agatha's going to
I
close
want
the
to
door.
close the door.
There we go. Okay, fair enough. So basically, as you're looking out the window, I'm going to say you hear the door close, and you quick glance back, and you notice that Althea, Agatha, and Marion are all in the hallway. Everyone's good with this?
Yep.
Perfect. As you look down, and you notice what looks to be maybe a large raven on the ground beneath the
When you
window.
say large, how large?
You'd have to go down and take a closer look, but it looks quite big.
So more the size like an albatross than it would be a size of a raven kind of thing, or bigger.
Best guess for you, Amos, would probably be 25, 30 pounds.
That's a big bird.
It's really big.
Any one of you three wouldn't happen to be an aviary fan, would you?
Biology might cover that.
I'm a biology fan.
If you would be so kind to think you can analyze a creature from distance. We're on the second floor, right?
Okay.
Well, with how dark it is out and the rain, you just sort of see the same thing.
How do you
It
feel about
looks
going outside?
looks like a large raven or a crow or a bird. Just
How do you
black
feel
in
about
color.
going outside and investigating what she just shot?
You shot a bird?
Maybe.
I want to say yes, but it is too big to constitute as any kind of bird I've ever seen.
I'm interested in anything that could be a scientific anomaly.
I'm pretty sure there are wild turkeys in this area.
I'm talking more of a wild mongoose than a wild turkey. inside.
Turkeys don't fly though, right? I mean, we're on the second floor.
Yeah. I recommend that everybody with a gun take someone without a gun, and if you are the aviary expert, comparatively speaking, I'd say you and I go outside.
I think we should all be relatively close. If
Let's
even
all four
if
go outside.
I'm gonna just. How many other rooms are along this hallway?
So there was two bedrooms, the one you're in, and there's one a little bit further down, and a couple of linen closets, like little closets on the other side, and a small little storage room. But other than that, there'd be no other rooms.
I'm going
upstairs.
to just shine the flashlight into the other rooms before
You're
we
gonna
go
open them
anywhere.
up?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you open them up. They just look like the second bedroom looks very similar to the first bedroom.
Okay.
And the storage room up there, the small little storage room, doesn't really have much in it. He didn't really have a lot of stuff. The linen closet has some blankets, some towels,
Yeah.
and stuff like
But
that.
it all looks
Do you got
Yeah.
any rainwear there, Althea?
No, it was all in my car.
Here. I just put a blanket over you.
Thank you.
It should keep the worst of the wet off.
It smells interesting. Yeah, I'm good to
will
go.
Put the coat back on.
Mm-hmm.
All
Hey,
right, out.
Who's the
care
first
to
down the
come with
stairs?
me? I will take the first step down the stairs.
I'll be the last.
Perfect.
Okay,
That's
so you
that's
all
it.
maneuver downstairs to the main floor, just into the actual store itself.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So you move down there, and then then you're planning on moving outside to the side of the building for to inspect the.
Yeah.
I want to go and
Dead
inspect
bird.
the dead bird.
You're gonna follow, and I'll just. You're going to lead, and I'll just follow with a weapon.
Yeah, I like your idea of if you're on the back end.
Yep.
that might-
Yep.
So
Perfect.
Fair enough. Fair enough. As you all walk outside, and the rain's coming down a little
would
bit.
like
I
to
believe
note
you're
that I'm
wearing,
being very watchful. so
Wearing
I
a
have to roll
blanket.
and you're
something,
wearing a
please.
blanket.
Yes.
It's a nice floral pattern, something that your grandmother would have knit for you.
Oh, lovely.
Okay. Nice quality. That you're getting wet and ruining. So as you walk
Should've
around the
worn my
front,
coat.
as you walk around the front of the building, and then you maneuver around the side of the building, it's muddy out and it's rainy and stuff like that. And as you all sort of walk in, having your weapons out or your lights or whatever, I need everyone, when they walk around that corner, to make a spot hidden roll
I
for me.
knew it.
Nope.
Nope.
That is a walloping no.
It's 10. Okay. 10.
So somebody actually made the check.
Yes,
Great. So when it comes to this is what Marion, Agatha, and Amos get to see. Is as they look around, immediately your eyes train to where the bird should be. There is no bird. And that's what you see, that there is no bird. You, on the other hand, poor Althea, you catch movement.
Oh.
As you look sort of at the bird, but then you notice in an alleyway up ahead, some vaguely large shape just walk into the alleyway, and it looks very similar, like it has, like the fang you have in your hand, sticking out of its back. And I need you to make a sanity roll.
Oh, this escalated quickly.
This time I got a 53, so I passed.
You pass?
Yes, I did.
So there is only one sanity loss.
No.
There's at least one for seeing this. As it looks like a vaguely humanoid shape just ducked into one of the alleys. And you're going to have a little bit of a freak out now with your nice floral print blanket on you.
Over.
Honey, breathe.
What are you talking
Just
about?
breathe. It's okay.
A person. There's a person, and with the tooth. It's got the.
No. There's no one there. It's okay. It's
But
okay.
no. It's over in the alleyway.
What are you talking about?
There's a person who just. I'm like pointing that way. I just saw this is a person went into and he was going into the alleyway.
Was it Skeet?
I don't know, but it had a tooth in its back. The tooth in its back. It's a tooth in its back.
No. Okay. Just breathe. It's all right. There's a lot of freaky things happening right now.
I'll stay with Althea. You guys go investigate.
But
Listen,
Okay,
they're going to go and
sure.
see it. It's just
Certainly,
sit down.
let's-
Sit down. Okay, can we just find somewhere that's undercover from the rain or whatever?
Yeah, you can move right into the front of the general store, because you're just pretty much standing on the edge of it where the eave's coming down.
Game rules question. Psychology, is that the role that can be used to help calm someone?
Psychoanalysis.
Psychoanalysis.
Actually, I
Okay.
have psychoanalysis.
That's why I figured you were staying.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
63, that's not a success.
So as you're working, and the two of you are going to head off to look at that alleyway.
I'm aiming down the alleyway.
Well, you need to walk to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm shining the flashlight towards it. That's
Okay.
I'm choosing to believe what she said.
And are both of you moving to the alleyway to look down the alleyway?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm staying behind him, but shining the flashlight forwards.
Okay. And you so Amos and Marion move toward the alleyway, while Agatha and Althea move to the front of the general store, as the party has successfully been split.
Wait, you guys went back to the store?
No, to the front of the store.
To somewhere under
So you're out of
cover.
view of each other.
Oh no! Oh no!
So what happens
looks
is,
too
as
happy
you're
about
having a
this.
little bit of a freak out, and you're trying to calm her
I'm
down.
trying to calm her down,
You're
yes.
trying your best to calm her down. As you move to the alleyway, and Marion, you shine the light down
Hi,
the
guys.
alleyway, and you look down
Nice
the
knowing you.
alleyway, and you notice that it goes on maybe only for 15, 20 feet, and then it opens up to a trail off to the other side that's sort of, just a trail that leads out of town. Like, just a small walking trail that leads out of town, and there's some buildings still around and stuff. But you don't really notice anything out of the ordinary, except
Oh, God.
I need both of you to roll spot hidden rolls. Lots of spot hidden rolls tonight. Lots of little things you can see. Sometimes it's nice to succeed, sometimes it's not.
Fail.
With an 82, it's a fail.
So 2
I'm
fails.
seeing nothing tonight.
Yes, so neither of you really sees anything out of the ordinary.
Are there
J-
footprints?
You do notice, because it's not really hidden, that there are some pretty deep depressions walking down the alleyway, and you figure that they must have been there quite recently, because they're not filled in. It's still raining. They're not filled in. They're just literally just stepped in. The weird thing is, you can tell from the imprint that it's a bare foot, not a boot. There's the definite lines of toes. Looks human. Then again, what else could it possibly be, right? Am I right?
Of course.
Or a giant ass bird.
With
must have been someone come to check out the noise. I mean, surely that shotgun you could hear from down the street.
A window smashes in a house that has been not only robbed twice, but also has a homicide. A seemingly giant-looking bird falls from the window that was just smashed and threatening of where we were sitting. And said bird is gone, and you assume that it is an innocent bystander that
I never
was
said
coming
an
to
innocent
take
bystander. I
Look
said
at-
someone came
yeah.
to investigate the noise.
to investigate the noise.
If you knew that the building had been ransacked and then you hear a gunshot, you would suspect the worst.
Like I'm doing right now, yep.
Exactly.
Okay. So whether they be a peaceful do-gooder or not, do we go and see if we can question this individual or go back to the others?
Certainly back to the others. I'm not going after the kind of person who chases gunshots in the middle of the night.
Come on, dude.
So as you're talking at the alleyway, about what's going on at the alleyway or around the thing,
Shit.
Amos, you get hit in the head. It doesn't seem to really actually hurt you. It just takes you a little bit by surprise, as something just, and it's hard and wet and soft at the same time, and it really throws you off for a second, as something just splats into the side of your head and it just falls to the
I
ground.
point my gun in the direction where it came
You
from.
look down, and it looks to be a fairly large raven head.
Ew.
Just the head that looks to be ripped off from the body. And you can feel like the blood from the raven's head just rolling
I
down your face.
intimidatingly look down wherever that head flew in from.
You don't see anything.
I shine the light where his gun is pointing before I notice the head, and then I freak out a little. Ah! What?
Yeah, came to investigate the sound. Let's go back.
I'm not saying anywhere near anyone throwing heads.
That's why we're going back to the front of the store.
Yes.
Have we heard her commotion?
Yes, so I'd like Althea to play this up a little bit as you freak out just a little bit more when you start hear Marion freak out and say about dealing with people throwing heads.
So while we've been there, I've just been going on talking to myself mostly.
Yeah.
Going, you know what? This is weird. This is weird. You know what? It's not weird though, because people can survive things. I was in India once, and there was this guy, and he got mauled by a tiger, and he survived. He had all kinds of things hanging out of him, but they stuffed it
Very
back in there,
interesting.
and he survived. So yeah, it's totally possible. It's totally possible that someone could be walking around with something sticking out of their back.
Yep, that is a head that got thrown in my face.
Okay, let's take a minute here. Okay, list everything that was in your car. Very slowly. Take a deep breath and list everything that was in your car. Okay? Just think about that beautiful car.
Start with the forensics bag. My
Okay?
favorite pair of forceps. 3 different types of scalpels. They all had different inch blades on.
Really? What were the sizes?
I had a 2-inch one, and a 1-inch one, and one that was
I'd say at this point we
think
will
it
be
was
back out of the hallway.
within like a couple centimeters, maybe.
So as Althea is continuing to list things off while using a certain method, I'm going to let you roll a psychoanalysis roll again, but with a bonus die.
Oh, okay. All right.
So whatever the best result for you is.
0. Oh, wait. No. No, they're both 70.
70.
That sucks so bad.
So, yeah, so as I'd like Althea, as you start counting, you start counting a little bit faster and a little bit louder because you're just having a little bit of a break. And this is when Amos and Marion come back around the side of the store to see Althea just sitting there. My favorite forceps! But
There was my favorite forceps, and there was different blades, but
Okay,
there was also
we're
there was
reversing right
also
now.
that thing that looked like
slowly.
a duck's.
I said slowly.
Whatever that
No,
was,
probably.
It was big enough to
It was like
tear
the
the head
thing,
off. We're not
like
chasing
it had
it
like
in
a
the dark.
duck's beak on the front, and you would just kind of
Okay,
open
all right,
it.
all right. Yes, okay.
And scissors. I had like 5.
Okay,
different
I
types of
understand. Okay,
scissors.
that's phenomenal. All right, let's. Hi.
Apparently,
look
whatever
who's
it is,
back.
is not frightened enough of us that they will come towards a gunshot. Because they're coming to
Another one.
investigate. They're as crazy as we are, apparently. So
Marion,
we're not chasing it.
Marion, you're not
In the
helping.
rain, in the dark, we can't follow something like
What?
that. We'll
Slow,
lose the
slow,
trail.
slow,
We'll get lost.
slow.
We don't have a vehicle.
I'm gonna roll a listen check.
That's
see
right.
if
We
there's
don't have a
anything outside
vehicle.
of
I
this
want my
commotion.
car back. I need to get my car back. I
Okay,
really
guys,
need my car.
seriously, we have to be quiet.
25 is lower than 40.
Okay, so as everyone else seems to be freaking a little, Marion and Althea are both having a little bit of a moment, while Agatha is mostly ineffectually at the moment trying to calm them down. So, considering you don't know their history, it's hard to work with that type of situation. Amos steps a little bit to the side, and he's like making sure if he trying to listen to see if he can hear anything beyond the commotion, because there's quite a lot of commotion being made in front of the general store. And the best guess that you can come up with, and it's very faint, Amos, it's very faint, but you hear what sounds like mild laughter. You hear what sounds like but it's so mild and distant. You can hear this mild, low
I'm not
laughter.
really good at intimidate, but this is like gonna be the instantaneous thing that just instinctively comes to mind because everyone's kind of collectively freaking out. I'm going to fire my gun into the air as an attempt to see if that will intimidate everyone into being of this particular group to being quiet,
Sure.
and then aim my pistol at wherever I.
Yeah,
hear
it would have been
laughter.
like on the other side of the next building over, like down an alleyway.
Oh
like,
yeah,
it's
still,
very faint.
The intimidation's for these guys to pay attention, not for the guy to stop laughing.
I
if that
scream,
happens to
duck, and kind of stare at you.
Would you actually, with this situation, I will let you roll an intimidate check with a bonus die because it's an interesting idea,
Okay.
right? So just
Thank
take the better of the two results.
That I mean, intimidate. I'm not trained in.
No, I know.
It's still.
Yeah, but you do shoot off the gun, and I'm not going to really say that they're intimidated or cowed by it, but I am willing to say that the shock of it can quiet down enough for Agatha to make another psychoanalysis check with a bonus die.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is a 57, and I have a 51. Yeah, 90 is.
But I'm going to say that for Marion and Althea, Agatha doesn't really help you. But you both, since you're not having a mental break,
No,
you're
I
just
was
having a bad moment.
I was just frightened by the
You
fact that there
both
was
sort
a
of
raven
calm down on your own. Okay, just calm down enough. But there's still some problems that might arise afterward. But at the moment, you're quiet.
Okay, that's fair. That's
I understand she's not having a proper moment right now. Can we get all of us back in the store?
I agree. 100% agree. Okay, guys,
No,
I'm
I'm asking, can she be moved into the store?
Me?
yes.
I can. Yes, I can. I can go into
At
this.
the very
I'm fine.
least, she should dry off.
I'm fine.
Okay, just.
I'm just gonna go
we'll,
inside.
We'll serve that. Let's go. Let's just go.
I back into the store with my gun pointed out the entire time.
I'm assuming I entered before you did, just
I
because
assume such too.
I'm following.
I
that.
assume I'm a little bit further down because of
You
where
all
it was.
move into the store.
Yeah.
Yay!
Yay! Teamwork.
Success.
Am I
Yeah,
gonna
you all.
tick somewhere for that? No.
No.
Do you want me to point
Lots
the
of tries to
flashlight
get a tick on
out as we
psychoanalysis,
go,
though.
or is it-
No, it's fine.
Okay, then I'm going to be
I
shining
wish.
into the flashlight, leading our way,
Yeah, that.
Thank
that
you.
would
or
make
into
much
the
more sense.
store.
Okay, so you're all inside the
Thank you,
store. Proceed to probably dry yourselves off, clean yourselves up a bit.
I'm going to stand as stoic and as steadfast as possible, pointing at the door.
Who wants a cup of tea?
Sounds lovely.
I'm gonna. Can I go into the kitchen and make
Yes,
a
you
cup
can.
of tea for everyone?
I'm going to
Do
join.
you
I'm
want one,
going to join
Amos?
her and help her out.
Sure. Fair enough.
Yes.
I will
Please,
get
thank you.
everybody a cup of tea.
Done.
Awesome.
As the rain just keeps coming down, there's no other real noises at the moment.
Well, is Althea still looking a little? under
She
the weather?
seems to be pretty composed, or as composed as you've seen Althea.
Now I'm
Okay.
just starting to feel a little bit mad and irritable.
While Agatha's making the tea, I'm going to go up to her and make sure that she's aware that I'm not just jumping up behind her. I'm going to kind of grab her by the shoulder and whisper into her ear, "We were not alone outside.
What do you mean?
There was someone else laughing at the situation not too far away.
How do you know it was somebody?
Unless you know of a giant bird that not only is a giant bird, but can laugh like a human being."
How far away? Did you see them?
I didn't see them. They were a couple streets down. The laugh was a couple streets down.
Did anybody else hear it?
Given the commotion, I highly doubt it.
Should we tell the other one? Should we tell them?
Maybe when the sun's up. It's up to you. You, not to sound disrespectful, but you are the psychologist of the group. Do you think that would be the best course of action, given what just happened?
Okay. Well, we have to. We have to tell them. We don't have to tell them now. Well, when there's a moment, we'll tell them. For now, let's just go serve the tea.
All right. I'll grab a handkerchief and wipe the bird blood off my face.
Yes, of course. As Amos was talking to you, you didn't notice this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And as he's about to wipe the blood
I got a
off his
decapitated
face,
head thrown at me.
Can I have you make a medicine or biology, whichever you're better at?
Medicine.
Well, roll a medicine check.
Intriguing.
That's a 6. Oh, that was close. 29. I have 31.
So put a tick on medicine.
Nice.
As you notice, as he grabs the cloth, and there's been so much commotion and, the feeling of the wetness that you could only assume would be blood, right? I mean, a decapitated head hit your face. But as you look at it, as he's wiping it off, you notice that it's black.
Like the blood is
yeah,
black?
the blood is black. It's like it looks like the consistency of blood, but it's a blackish color.
Are you sure that's blood?
And as you take off and look on the handkerchief, it looks like...
Does it look like oil?
Yeah, it looks a little bit like oil. But it does have the texture of blood.
I will adapt my previous statement. Unless you know of a type of bird that is abnormally large, laughs like a human, and bleeds oil, then perhaps I don't know what we're talking about.
I suggest, because Althia probably is our best bet to tell us kind of what's on this handkerchief. It'll get her mind into doing something. We know she's passionate about stuff. Probably will help her. I suggest that we show this to her and ask what her opinion is, but don't tell her where it came from. Just show her what it is. Okay?
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Okay. So we go into the other room.
Sure.
Are there electric lights in here? Or is it?
Oh no, he had lamps.
I'm gonna light those.
Yeah, he has lamps up against the wall.
So when you guys come back, I guess wherever,
like you're lighting the lamps on the walls.
Yeah. So the
Do we want
whatever room
lights
we're
to be
in, whether
seen?
we're in the kitchen, I'm assuming we're probably all gonna stay in the kitchen rather than the ransacked room.
With
it's
the blood
just-
in it.
is relatively well lit.
You can fair enough. You Marion and Althea can move into the kitchen after you guys finish your talk, and you can all be in the kitchen together.
So I
if you'd
would be in the room when you started doing this? Yeah. I would stop you before the first one, but we are sitting in the place of a potential homicide. We've just had a close incident upstairs. I'm all for light, but perhaps we should bring a lamp down to the middle of the room and keep it out of the way of the windows.
Very well.
Okay.
Okay. As you all have a spot of tea, somebody has a question.
We have something for you to analyze.
All right.
It was a substance that Amos found in their investigations, and we would like you to tell us what it possibly could be.
All right.
Pass you the handkerchief with this black blood-esque
Okay.
liquid.
I get you a bowl from a cupboard because we're in a kitchen. There's supplies around.
That's true. I assume that's biology check.
Sure. Yeah, if you'd like it to be, unless there's another skill you think might help you with this.
I have medicine. I have biology. Forensics is the lowest of those three.
Not sure if forensics would work in this regard. But it's up to you. You can use a medicine or biology. It just might be a little bit of different information depending on which one you choose, right?
I'll use biology.
Okay.
That is a 20 out of 51, so success.
And you already have a tick on biology,
Yes, I
I
do.
believe, from going almost insane earlier.
Yes, I do.
So this check, successful on biology. As you're looking at it on the handkerchief and stuff, and I mean, it's not like you're able to do very much scientific experimentation next to the lamp, but just on your professional opinion, you yeah, it's blood, but there's something mixed with it, and you're not sure what it is, but there's something mixed with it that's making it a blackish color.
Can I try?
And you're just looking at it on the handkerchief, sort of just looking at it, and
What does it smell like?
Okay, so as you bring it up to your nostril, and you take a smell, it doesn't really have a smell. You smell something like you ever get that coppery taste in your mouth? It sort of smells how that tastes. I don't know how better to explain that.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
I know what you.
Yeah, that's what it sort of smells like.
Okay.
And just then, as you pull it back from your face, the blood on the handkerchief, you swear that the little bit of blood on the handkerchief, the little pool of it, moved.
When that happens, I'm just gonna go "Ugh," and drop it on the table.
What?
What?
I pick it up and put it in the bowl.
Where did you say that
Keep it
came
clean.
from?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well, as far as I can tell, it's blood and something else. I don't know. It's making it that blackish color. Bile might do that. I don't know, but some biles are like a black green or maybe. But I mean, it doesn't really. It kind of smells like blood, but not a strong scent of it. So I mean, I would consider it to be perhaps old blood, but yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Thanks. Thank you. So we've had an adventure, haven't we?
Has the sun even begun to rise yet?
We're hitting very early in the morning. Now it was third. I would actually say that it does look like it's just starting to get a little bit brighter out. And let's not forget that it was third watch. So everyone has gotten at least 4 hours sleep. You're still tired, but you have had some rest. But it's up to you guys.
I think I'm officially getting tired of this adventure now. I prefer things that are straightforward. I want us to find Mr. Jones, find out what the hell is going on here, and then get my car and go back to Boston.
I think we can easily surmise that probably all of those things are in the same place.
The Montgomery Farm?
Well, there's a couple of questions to ask here. Montgomery Farm is probably where the car is, but to what degree are we dedicated to finding Mr. Jones?
At this moment, I think our priority is us.
Could I have Marion roll an idea roll?
Nice.
No.
Okay.
69 out of 65.
Okay.
I mean, if
Barnabas Jones is the reason we're here, is the reason we were hired. Whatever he was investigating is very closely tied to whatever is haunting us now.
That's true.
wait, haunting us now. That's some specific terminology. Was there?
It's a figure of speech.
I'm hoping that there was no expectation that this sort of weirdness was going to happen.
There was no expectation.
I think
We didn't know why Barnabas Jones failed to come back. That's why we're sent as investigators.
And I think that at this current point in time, we are ill-equipped to deal with the ever-growing weirdness that's going on. I say if we find Althia's car, we consider the strong possibility that he has been deceased, along with Mr. Wilson Bottom, And that if we find the car with a full tank of gas, that we get the hell out of here.
Well, as of right now, everything leads to Corporate Farmstead, and we can't get out of here without my car.
Agreed.
Unless we feel like walking back to Boston. Anyone? No? Well, I guess that settles it then. If we're going to go up there, as much as I am done with this adventure, I'm a little bit curious. I'm a little bit curious as to whether my theory about this place is correct.
The theory?
She thinks that there's something to do, what did you say, geologically?
Oh, yeah, geological anomaly. Perhaps this town and the farmsteads around it sit on a geological anomaly, like a magnetic fields or something akin to that.
That is certainly something that we are ill-equipped to investigate.
Has there ever been a recording instance of a what did you call it? A
Geological anomaly.
Oh, all kinds of geological
that
anomalies.
develop massive birds that are just that big?
None that I'm aware of. However, everything isn't a possibility until it's been discovered now, is it?
Amos makes a point to glance at Agatha, given her my prior description of what I actually called the big birds.
Besides all of that, right now, the biggest problems we have is we all want to get out of here, and we don't have a means to, and that should be our priority.
Once the sun is up a bit and it's safer outdoors, would you mind getting a photograph of the bird? If the Center of Antiquities decides to send someone else after Barnabas Jones, it would be best to give them as much information as possible.
I would gladly take a picture of the bird, but I'm not sure if you were entirely able to see what had happened last night. Its head was thrown at me.
Yes, whatever, or whoever was out there with us.
Wait, what? Its head
was clearly strong enough to dismember the creature.
Head.
So this is why I would prefer to wait until
So you know that
the coast is
pool
clear and
of
then
blood
we
on
go
the
outside.
handkerchief, right?
Came off my face.
And a head of a what now?
Bird.
A bird's head was on your face.
Yep.
Okay. Was this like the large bird's head?
I
quite
would
large.
safely assume that the head came from the same bird that I saw outside the window that was not there when we went outside.
So, 2 questions. Where did the head come from? How did it end up on your face? That would also be 2 questions. So, 3 questions. Do you still have it?
Whatever was out there that was threatening us, something clearly large enough, took the bird, and in an effort to scare us, threw it at him.
By something, you mean someone, I guess.
Yeah, that's my best guess.
Yes.
Okay. So, all of this is starting to make more sense now. We have a person who is actually responsible for some of this ridiculous stuff that's been keeping us from doing our job.
I'm still a little bit stuck on the geological anomaly that has created large birds with black blood.
Yeah, well, science?
I was never very good at science.
I was not aware of that. That's how that worked.
Well, science and
Keep
other
it together,
things.
people. Keep it together.
Hey, it's okay for a bunch of people that think they're going to die at their last death here.
As
and
everyone
laugh about it.
nervously starts laughing.
Yeah, exactly.
As irritated as I am that my car is gone.
At least your thoughts are still with the car.
And someone has been messing with us and all of that. There are some very weird, it's kind of interesting, but mostly weird things happening here. And I would not be able to maintain my reputation in the field of science if I did not at least try to figure out any of it.
So does this mean that in conclusion of what we have discussed with all of the problems, all of the solutions that we need to head to the Corbett farm?
Well, that's a yes.
Montgomery Farm.
Yeah, that one.
Can you roll an idea roll again, please?
Even worse.
Okay. Keep going.
Is it not the Corbett farm? The Montgomery we just came from.
No, the
with
Corbett
stone.
we just came from.
No, we just came from
No,
I have
we
those on
just
them
came from
backwards?
Montgomery. Corbett's the haunted one. Montgomery had the rock.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Sorry. That was my fault.
No, but your character might be under a bit of stress. That's why I was calling for idea rolls.
Okay.
Because
No, I
just because.
Yeah.
Science.
Science.
From now on.
yay.
From now on.
Yeah.
Although it's a good YouTube channel.
So, when would we like to head out for that?
As soon as there's enough light to constitute being able to see big black birds.
Is there anything in the store that we could utilize as a supply for this expedition that we're going on?
It all depends really on what you want to look for. A lot of stuff has been smashed and broken up, but
Rope?
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Okay.
they didn't take the time to cut up the rope.
Awesome.
Yes. There's 50 foot of hempen rope.
Yay!
I love Dungeons and Dragons.
So I
I still
suggest
have
that
my
we
satchel.
just... Huh?
I still have my satchel.
Yeah.
Satchel.
That's good.
So you can put stuff in it.
So, all right.
Very quickly also as well, you also notice a couple of spare batteries for your flashlight.
Excellent.
The larger
perfect.
flashlight you
Thank
have.
God.
And you do, in one of the boxes in the back in the storage room, even though it was very small, you do find some not as good of rain gear as Althea had packed in her Packard Twin 6, but there is some galoshes and stuff
I'm
like
keeping
that.
the coat and the hat. Thank you very much.
Excellent.
Yes.
I'll probably don on the galoshes.
The galoshes.
And the coat. And a hat. Or if there's a hood, I'll use it too.
Yep.
I am sick and tired of being muddy and wet. Not again. Just not again.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Awesome.
Also, poking around, you also find a couple of machetes
Ooh.
Okay.
off to the side.
I'm also taking a picture of everything that is crime related. The giant, the giant broken window pane where I thought the bird had fallen from outside the top window. The crime scene downstairs, all that good jazz.
Machetes are pretty cool.
Yeah. Who's gonna take those?
I have a shotgun. I'm only presuming I'm probably going to keep a free hand for a land. Oh no, it's sunlight now, isn't it?
How many are there?
How many?
Machetes.
2. There's 2 of them.
Who doesn't have a weapon?
I don't. I can take
I
one.
have my long tooth thing, which I've been holding on to this entire time.
You know, it seems like it'd be weird you'd have some machetes here, but, you know, it's a cheap method of grooming your garden.
Is there
Sure.
is there anything
Your
here
garden is heads.
besides the rope or more rope, like shorter length, what I can use to kind of like maybe strap this tooth to my back so I don't have to use
You
a
would
hand
like to
carry
strap
it?
the tooth to your back? If I am hearing that correctly, I will allow that to happen. Post haste.
I said it, so it's going to happen.
Okay, yes. So you start tying a rope around yourself so you can have the tooth,
Strapped to my back.
quote unquote tooth, strapped to your back.
So that way I can have my doctor's bag in one hand and the machete in the other.
And
The rest
tooth
of you
in
also notice Althea strapping this tooth
And
to her
the
back,
tooth on
which
my
is
back.
fine. Which is fine.
I'm just carrying it.
Is that wise?
I'm just carrying it.
I understand.
It would be a useful thing to bring back.
I don't want
Right,
to
but
leave
could
it here.
What kind of antiquities do you guys typically collect?
Anything unusual?
That seems more of unusual objects than antique items, but all right, fine.
Well, if they don't want it, I'll keep it.
Are you keeping it for scientific study?
I'll keep it for scientific study, whatever New England Center of Antiquity study wants to do, anything. It's something I haven't seen before, and therefore it's coming with me. Strapped to my back.
Okay, fine.
Shall we go see if there are any clues remaining outdoors?
Yeah, I would like to see if that head's still there for a photograph.
Okay.
Oh,
Fair
yes,
enough.
the
As
head.
you all.
Once the sun is up.
Yes, fair enough. We're going to say it's early morning. You've had some tea. There was some bread there.
Yeah.
There was some bread there. Some hardtack.
So one might say that we all broke bread together.
Or tried to break bread together, we should
And
say.
then you all
Damn
get
this
all your
hard
stuff
tack.
together. Althea with the tooth strapped to her back, and Marion with her satchel,
It's starting to look a little bit more and more
and
like D&D.
you know, Agatha with her ancient shotgun
My awesome
with homemade
Asian
bullets.
shotgun.
Your
homemade
machete is
shells.
probably more modern than
and
the
you with your
shotgun.
cap. Amos with his cap and
I
his
didn't take the
long
machete.
coat.
No.
I have the other machete.
Sounds
As
about right.
y'all head out the door to
I light the hell out of a cigarette and smoke as I go.
Thank you for listening to this Twisted Gears Studios production. Our next episode of The Call will air Tuesday, December 18th. Tuesday, December 11th is the next episode of Spacers, our Starfinder actual playcast, and this Friday, December 7th, is the next episode of our collaboration podcast with MacGuffin Media, The Legend of Zingdong. The game system used today was the Call of Cthulhu 7th Edition by Chaosium. Music in this episode was licensed through Video Copilot, sound effects and ambient tracks licensed through Triune Films and Video Copilot. For up-to-date content, please subscribe to the Twisted Gears YouTube channel. You can find Twisted Gear Studios on Facebook, iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify, as well as Twitter and Instagram at The Twisted Gear. Your players this evening were Janessa Coles, Lindsay Delansky, Zach Barrett, and Elizabeth Wells. Your audio operator tonight was Rob Hickey, and your GM, or keeper, this evening was Derek Snow. If you're in the Fort McMurray area, you can find me at Tavern on Main every Monday at 7:30 p.m. for trivia. Have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you next time.